Congratulations to the Louisville Cardinals, moving on to the College World Series for the second straight year, the third time in program history. They join Texas as teams that have punched a ticket to Omaha. Welcome, everybody, to Stillwater, Oklahoma. Alongside my partner, former Florida State All-American, Eduardo Perez, I'm Clay Matvick. This is game 2 between UC Irvine and Oklahoma State. Irvine winning 8-4 last night, so Oklahoma State facing elimination tonight. The Cowboys went quietly in the top of the first inning. They stranded one, and now we're in the bottom of the first inning. Irvine at the plate as Rabago just got a single with one out. So one on for Connor Spencer, the 3-hole hitter for the Anteaters.
And as we saw yesterday, expect the unexpected. Anything goes with UC Irvine. They play a different kind of baseball, a baseball that keeps you on your toes, on the edge of your seats.
8-4 the final last night, and the Anteaters scored just about every way imaginable. Here's a look at Irvine's lineup. Sparks, the leadoff hitter, at 4 hits last night. Rabago, Spencer, McClanahan, Munoz, the DH, Palmer, Alcantara, Polino, and Castro. Essentially the same lineup for Mike Gillespie's team as it was an evening ago. Rabago at first base, and the pitch from Wieland is fouled off by Spencer, and it's going to reach the seats. Vince Wieland, the senior from Turlock, California, has pitched the majority of the year, Eddie, out of the Oklahoma State bullpen. But Josh Holliday's in a tight spot tonight, has to use his best arm tonight. They were thinking about starting the freshman, but they're going to go with the veteran Wieland, even though he hasn't started many games.
And it's the right move. Get as many innings as you can. Keep goose eggs on the board for UCI and try to give your offense a chance to score.
Spencer fouls it back. Tyler Buffett, the freshman from Albuquerque, was scheduled to start game 2, but then after the first game lost by the Cowboys, Josh Holliday and pitching coach Rob Walton reevaluated. Connor Spencer, the Anteaters' best hitter, 2 for 4 last night. Takes outside 1 and 2.
And I thought it was a very good decision by Josh Holliday to not start the freshman. If they win, that's who's starting tomorrow. But right now, in order to get to tomorrow, you have to win tonight. You have to put goose eggs on the board. And he knows, Coach Holliday knows, that runs are going to be hard to come by with Morales on the mound.
So now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Connor Spencer. Spencer, the most outstanding player of the Corvallis Regional. In case you haven't caught on to this UC Irvine story yet, they ousted the #1 national seed last week in the regionals, Oregon State. So they came into this super regional very confident, Eddie. And last night, they looked like a team that came ready to play. Wieland comes set. Here's the 2-2 to Spencer. Flick to right field, base hit. Runners at first and second, 1 out for the Anteaters here in the first inning. Back-to-back hits by Rabago and Spencer, and the cleanup man coming up.
That was a nice piece of hitting by Spencer, keeping the bat head in the zone on a changeup on the outer half part of the plate. He's committed early, yet he's able to flick it out there, just showing how strong he is. Now runners at first and second, again putting the pressure on Oklahoma State.
Vince Wieland drafted by the Astros in the 24th round today. Getting the start tonight, finds himself in a bit of a jam here in the first inning as Jerry McClanahan, the cleanup hitting catcher, was 1 for 3 with a run batted in last night. Off-speed pitch, sails high, 1 ball and no strikes. This guy has become a very good offensive catcher.
He has. He hits the ball all over the place, and not only does he do that, hitting in the cleanup spot. Yesterday we saw him bunt. It does not matter. He does whatever it takes for the team to win.
1-0 to McClanahan. Again, out of the zone, 2-0. There's a lot of room down that left field line as Gage Green, who was the starter in center field last night, is in left tonight. He is playing way off that line.
He's playing way off the line. The outfield is shifted a little bit to the right side of the field. As you see, the center fielder hasn't even come into the picture yet. He needs to move a little bit over right now to the pull side because it's a 2-0 count, an aggressive count.
Here comes the pitch. Again misses. 3-0. And the on-deck hitter is Jonathan Munoz, the designated hitter. First team all Big West.
This is not the start that Coach Holliday was planning on. He wanted a 1-2-3 inning, get the offense back on the field.
Strike, and it might have been a generous one at that. Vince Whelan to Josh Holliday and pitching coach Rob Walton have tried to get at least 90 pitches a weekend because of his value. And he has delivered 10-0 with a 1.53 ERA, essentially out of the bullpen. The 3-1, and this one is cranked to left center field. Green will move over toward the gap and make the catch. It looked like when it first came off the bat that it had a little more energy behind it. As it happens, it's just a fly out, 2 down, and that'll bring up Munoz.
Well, there's a combination of one, the bats obviously are different now, but the biggest thing also, you have to have the hand strength. And he might be a cleanup hitter, but he's not a home run hitter. So he's more of a line drive hitter, gap to gap, get a lot of air under it. The wind's not blowing tonight. Not yet.
So now Munoz, who was 0 for 4 last night, trying to push something across for the Anteaters here in the first. They've got 2 on, 2 outs. And Whelan delivers. Buries strike 1. Munoz, I said before, all conference as a designated hitter. He really came out of nowhere this year for Mike Gillespie. He had only 4 at-bats a season ago. But he has been the regular DH this season and has produced. Hit to left. Falls in. Coming home is Rabago. He will score easily. Stopping at third is Spencer. It's an RBI double for Jonathan Munoz. And the Anteaters go in front 1-0.
And we said it yesterday, Jonathan Munoz clutch so far this season. A great surprise for Coach Gillespie coming in to the season. That was a big 2-out RBI with runners at first and second, driving the ball the other way on a fastball, not trying to do too much. Beautiful swing.
And an early visit to the mound from Rob Walton. Walton, the second-year pitching coach for the Cowboys. A very well-respected pitching coach in college baseball. In fact, he left Oral Roberts after 9 seasons where he was the head coach to join the staff at his alma mater. Happy to be back in Stillwater, has done a great job with his staff, but his starter tonight, Vince Whelan, has been touched up right away here in the first inning. 3 hits, already a run across for the Anteaters. And the runs so far tonight, Eduardo, in a more conventional fashion compared to what we saw last night, the way UCI scored.
They can beat you in many ways, and right now, this is one of the things I don't like against the Anteaters. Don't go from the windup with a runner on third. I know he's not a speedster at third base, but always go from the stretch.
Another inside strike. Grant Palmer at the plate for Irvine. 0 for 4 last night, the junior college transfer who originally signed with Fresno State. Getting the start at second base again tonight. The 0-1 from Whelan. Chopped up the line, and that's going to shoot foul. The home plate umpire Greg Street making the call on that. Here's the previous at bat, and Munoz with a little wink.
A little wink right after the first pitch. You see that? He looks into the dugout. He says, Coach, I got him. Don't worry about it. I feel comfortable. Next pitch, guess what? Hitting it the other way. That's when you feel comfortable at the plate. Might have picked something up on Whelan right there. Anteaters doing anything to win a ball game.
0-2 hole for Palmer. Whelan trying to stop the bleeding right ear. Back up the middle, and he will take it himself and flip it at the last moment to Friedemeyer. So Leland controls the damage to 1 run, but Irvine gets 3 hits, pushes 1 across, and after 1, they're on top here in Stillwater. Welcome back to the Super Regionals here in Stillwater, presented by Capital One. Irvine taking game 1 last night. Oklahoma State on the ropes here in game 2, already down a run. Here's the bracket. The winner of this Super Regional will take on Texas in Omaha, because the Longhorns moving on today for the 35th time. That's a record. And Louisville also just less than an hour ago punching a ticket. That guy last night, Elliott Surrey, got his 2nd postseason win. No earned runs, 5 hits, a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts, allowed just 2 runs total over 7 innings. Now 2-0 with a save in the NCAA tournament. And you can see the importance of winning game 1. Last year, 7 of the 8 teams that won game 1 advanced to Omaha. The year before, it was 6 of 8. So winning game 1 takes a lot of pressure off.
And it's a lot better for UCI that they have their stud on the mound. You can look at those numbers, great. But I guarantee you most of those games were with number 2 pitching. This guy is a number 1 Friday night starter.
Andrew Morales pointing it out to his infield. And this is drifting behind home plate. McClanahan reaches up and makes the catch with the mask off. So Zach Fish, the DH, is out number 1. Andrew Morales, he's been a Friday night guy all year for the Anteaters. Career record at Irvine, 20-2. With a 1.75 ERA in 2 seasons. And in 2 years prior to coming to Irvine, he was 21-1 in junior college. This guy rarely tastes defeat. And now to Arakawa. Strike 1.
And there's not enough that you can talk about Morales. Did not get drafted out of high school, did not get drafted out of junior college, did not get drafted as a junior last season. Goes in the gym, works hard, gains velocity, and becomes even better. How do you go from being a non-drafted junior to a 2nd-round draft pick the next year as a senior? St. Louis Cardinals have found themselves a gem.
1-1 to Arakawa. It's sprayed foul. This is the 18th start of the season for Morales, tied for the most in the nation. And what is the reason he wasn't picked up by somebody before this year's draft?
Velocity. That's what they were talking about. They didn't want an 87 to 89 mile per hour pitcher that doesn't have the potential in the eyes of scouts to throw 94, to throw 92 consistently. Well, guess what? He proved them wrong. He had that chip on his shoulder, as I said before, went to the gym, worked out, strengthened his legs, his arm, and now he came back this year throwing 92 to 94.
To center coming on, Castro. The shortstop, Rabago, gets over there to get that looping liner. And 2 down for Morales here in the 2nd as Arakawa is retired. Now Costello. Well, these fans at Oklahoma State we're so excited to be here for the Super Regionals. These tickets sold out in less than 90 minutes. They want to force a game 3 in the Super. They saw the 10-game home winning streak end last night. And they're out in full force again here tonight to get behind these Cowboys. Costello 1 for 4 last night. Named to the all-tournament team last week in the regional, 6 for 12. He had a couple of home runs. Pops this one foul, 1-2. Morales' last outing was against Oregon State, just went 4 1/3. Because he also pitched in the regional opener against UNLV, where he threw 107 pitches. Another looping liner, and it's going to get down this time in front of Castro. So a 2-out base hit for Costello.
And that's a nice piece of hitting right there with 2 strikes. Hard slider down and away. Is able to get some bat on it. Sometimes the best hits, you don't have to hit them hard. You just got to place them right, and that's keeping the bad hit in the zone long enough to give himself a chance.
So the first hit tonight for Oklahoma State, second base runner. And Craig McConaughey will hit for the first time. Strike one. Costello 4 for 6 on the year in stolen bases. McConaughey last night was 0 for 3 at the plate with a strikeout.
You shouldn't see a lot of throwovers to first base. He is so fast to the plate. There's no reason to throw over at all. And Coach Gillespie knows that. If they do, it's just to change the pattern and the eyesight and the timing for the hitter, but not really to disrupt the runner at first base.
Oklahoma State has got some speed guys on the base paths, particularly Green and Arakawa. Ground ball to short. That should end the inning, and it does. So the Cowboys strand a runner for their second inning against Morales. We played 1.5, 1-0 Anteaters.
The NCAA Baseball Super Regionals is presented by the Quicksilver Card from Capital One. Earn 1.5% cash back on every purchase.
A lot going on in the national tournament. Louisville and Texas moving on to Omaha. Texas going for the 35th time. Vandy at Stanford will have a third game in Nashville. Wayne Taylor, a walk-off solo home run in the 9th for the Cardinal. And the Cardinals of Louisville advancing to the College World Series for the second straight year, the third time under Dan McDonnell. It's getting interesting. Game 2 here tonight in Stillwater. Irvine leading 1-0. That's going to be a foul ball for the leadoff hitter Alcantara. A.J. Alcantara 1 for 4 with a 2-run infield single in the 4th last night. It epitomizes what UC Irvine does as far as a style. No, they don't bang it out of the ballpark. They play the short game and they play it well. The 0-1 lifted to right. And Alcantara's out as Costello makes the catch. Mike Gillespie has no problems implementing this style. He's engineered this style for a while, and it works well at Irvine.
You have to expect the unexpected with Coach Gillespie, and it puts a lot of pressure on the opposing defense. If you haven't faced UCI or any team that Coach Gillespie has managed, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a lot of pressure. You got to think ahead, and it's very tough to play and concentrate against them.
Now Polino will fly out to left. So back-to-back fly balls pitched by Whelan. 2 quick outs here in the second. I'll bring up Justin Castro. An infield single, a wild pitch, a squeeze bunt, a steal of home, bases loaded walk. Not to mention the conventional means that the Anteaters scored on, and they've already scored a run that way tonight. And up and down the lineup, they've got guys who can handle the bat. You mentioned it before, the cleanup hitter bunted.
They definitely do, and they all know their roles, and their roles is anything is open. Anything can happen with Coach Gillespie. They know that. That's the way they recruit. They identify those players that can play Anteater baseball.
One of 4 teams from the Big West and got into the tournament. The last one standing, as that's a 2-out single for Castro. First hit of the Super Regional for Justin Castro. And back to the top of the order, and a very dangerous hitter, Taylor Sparks. Sparks 4 for 5, a couple of doubles in game 1 of the series. Lined out to the third baseman McConaughey, his first time up. Second round pick of the Reds this week. And that line out to third was a frozen rope, but McConaughey was on his toes and kept it from going into left field for extra bases.
Well, if Wheeler's slow to the plate, this is a good opportunity for Castro to take off. He'll probably give Sparks one strike to do damage with.
There it is.
There it is. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Holliday starts throwing over to first base a little bit more, trying to keep that runner there.
Now Whelan's behind, but as you saw, he has been working ahead. One nothing Irvine. Man on, 2 outs. Line drive, base hit. Castro around second. He'll head for third. Runners at the corners. And 2 outs as Taylor Sparks continues to swing the bat well here in Stillwater.
Does such a nice job of swinging that bat and using the big part of the ballpark. Stays through, doesn't try to do too much, knows how strong he is. But watch Castro right here. Looks at the ball, picks up the third base coach, which he really doesn't have to because the ball's right in front of him. Gets the third base standing up and turns around to see where the baseball is at all times. They are thinking first to third from the get-go once they're on the base pass.
Now Rabago, who singled his last time up. They're going to throw over and check on Sparks, who's now 11 for 22 in the national tournament, hitting an even .500.
There's 2 outs. Don't be afraid for anything right now. Could be a double steal. I wouldn't be surprised if OSU just holds on to the ball and keeps their infielders in position and gives them the stolen base.
We saw a steal of home last night for the Anteaters. I mean, like you said, they really put pressure on a defense. The 1-0 pitch. Sparks was the man who stole home last night against the Cowboys. Castro at third, Sparks at first, Chris Rabago at the plate. 13th round pick of the Rockies this week. Strike 2, 1-2.
Now I start Sparks at first base. 2 strikes. Got to get something going right here. Have to put the infielders in motion. Put the pressure on the defense to see if Oklahoma State bites and they can steal another run.
Runner goes, they've got him hung up. Now they've got the runner at third hung up. In the rundown, and Castro making him work for it. He's out of the baseline. And he's out. That ends the inning. Well, Sparks took off. Wheeland was ready for it. And then the infield quickly recognized Castro breaking from third. Inning over. Well, Wheeland was ready for Irvine's delayed double steal this time.
Yes, he was, and they were all ready for it. Pick-off play right there. No throw to third, no throw to second, but the throw to third, he got just a little bit off the bag too much. Tried to pressure it. They actually did the rundown to perfection right there. First baseman taking the pitcher out of the play. Nicely done, gets out of the baseline, inning over.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I don't think it's a surprise for OSU after them seeing what happened yesterday. You expect UC Irvine to make a play right there. That's why I said they're going to have the runners in action, runners in motion. The only thing is, what is Coach Gillespie going to do next?
First pitch swinging here is Brian Case, the number 9 hitter. And the catcher whacks it foul, strike 1. You know, Mike Gillespie is more than willing to try some things. If they come up empty, he'll He'll continue to try him. Sure makes the other team think.
And it keeps adding pressure, and that's what you want. I've said it enough times, but the infielders have to be on their toes. He's expecting them to make a mistake.
So this is the last man in the Oklahoma State orders. So far, Andrew Morales has looked pretty good. Walked the leadoff man tonight, Sawyer Saxon, but then got 3 outs. And last inning, gave up the 1 hit, worked around it. Hit hard, off of Morales. Having to hurry is Palmer to first, not in time. Infield leadoff single for Brian Case. And the leadoff man is on for the 2nd time for the Cowboys tonight.
And that's a hustle play right there by Brian Case, the catcher, getting down the line as fast as he can. Right off Morales' glove. Ricochets, has to change angles, makes the throw. A lot of bang-bang plays at first base.
And if Morales doesn't get the glove out there, there's no chance at all because it's into center field.
That was a very good call by first base umpire Scott Klein.
So the 2nd hit allowed by Morales. Brian Case, not a big threat to steal. But Sawyer Saxon, who really can handle the bat, as can Donnie Walton behind him, will try and move the runner along. Walked his first time up. And bunted foul by Saxon.
Well, you can tell that OSU's playing the small ball. They want those runners in scoring position. If he's going to bunt, just stay there and put it down. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to get out of the box before you bunt it. There's a difference between bunting for a base hit and getting it down for a sac bunt. 0-2, still showing.
Boy, that is confidence. Saxon delivers the sacrifice. Case now at second base with 1 down.
Very surprised that he bunted in the 3rd inning. 0-2. Usually you see that happen late in ball games. But he's given himself up for the team. He wanted to get it down. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that on his own. That wasn't Coach Holliday that put it on.
So now Donnie Walton, who sacrificed as well his first time to the plate in the 1st inning. Good average, has some pop. 36 runs batted in for the switch hitter. Hit hard to the first baseman Spencer. Picked, and he steps on the bag for out number 2. Going over to 3rd is Case on the play. But now Morales can deal to Kriedemeyer with 2 down.
That was a nice play by Spencer right there, just getting a handle on that baseball.
Tell you what,
very comfortable.
He's a complete player, isn't he?
Very comfortable over there at first base with the glove. One-handed it, made it look easy.
8th round pick of the Yankees today. Excuse me, yesterday. As Kriedemeyer comes up for the 2nd time. He went down looking in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 1. It's down and in, 2-0.
What we saw early in the 1st inning, they want to pound them inside hard and then go soft away. They threw him 2 good breaking balls. Don't be surprised right here if he throws him a 2-0 off-speed pitch. I would not challenge him right now with a fastball.
He had the green light on 2-0, and the breaking ball fooled him.
It's a good pitch, and one thing they're not going to allow Kriedemeyer to do is beat them with the fastball.
Now Oklahoma State with runners in scoring position in the Supers 1 for 12 for Ribbies. The only hit was Kreitemeyer's homer last night, and he jolts it here to right, but right at Polino. He barely had to move. Hard hit ball, but Morales gets out of the inning. We've played 2.5, 1-0 Anteaters. Even though this is Stillwater, Oklahoma, the Cowboys' home stadium, Irvine is the home team tonight. Should there be a Game 3, the Cowboys will be back in their own dugout and will be the home team. 1-0 Anteaters as we go to the bottom of the third. Rabago, Spencer, McClanahan to hit for UC Irvine against Vince Whelan. And a strike in the outside corner to Rabago with a single and a run scored. Play mat for Gennady Perez here in Stillwater, where the weather has been surprisingly delightful.
Oh, taunted.
That stays high, 2-1. There are showers out in the panhandle of Oklahoma. That's several hours away. We expect showers in the area later tonight, but right now it's beautiful for this game too. That pitch misses two, so now it's 3-1. And even though this stadium is old, it's got a great atmosphere when it's full, as it is tonight. Allie P. Reynolds Stadium. Outside corner now, full count. And Josh Holliday, the head coach for Oklahoma State, is excited about the new plans in the works for a new ballpark just a couple of blocks away from this site. This one's cranked down the line, but foul off the bat of Rabago. Holliday, the Big 12 Coach of the Year, the son of former Oklahoma State head coach Tom Holliday. Grew up around this program and happy to be back, as that one's going to reach the seats. After several years as an assistant at Arizona State and Vanderbilt, among other places, he's got an opportunity to bring back the swagger of this once proud Cowboys program. It kind of fell on some hard times. Hadn't been to the College World Series since 1999. As this is sent to center, and it dies in front of Saxon, who charges in. So a leadoff hit for Rabago.
Good at bat by Rabago. Fought off some pitches, worked the count, took a 3-1 pitch, and made Whelan throw more pitches, and then fights that one off right there.
You and I had a chance to talk to Holliday at length this week, and you sense the pride and you sense the tradition that he wants to bring back to this program when you talk to him.
Oh, without a doubt, he wants to bring it back. He knew the program was in need of some TLC, and that's what he's been able to do to it.
There's his dad, Tom. Back when Josh was a member of the Oklahoma State Cowboys in the 90s. And in his second year as head coach, has him in the Super Regionals. Last year, got to the Regionals, lost to Louisville in the finals of the Louisville Regional. This year, one step further along and trying to break through to the College World Series for the first time since '99 for these Cowboys. They've got to dig out of a one-game-to-none hole, however. The 1-0 pitch, that's inside to Spencer.
Well, Whelan right now struggling to find that zone, behind on hitters of UCI, giving them an opportunity to look for the heat and hitters counts. Not a good situation, especially with the meat of the order up right now.
See if we got the hit and run going here for the Anteaters. Rabago stays put at first, big cut, and 2-1.
But he took some off it. 79-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch up in the zone. Those go a long ways. He was fortunate right there.
I'll throw over. Spencer a single his last time to the plate. Three hits in the Super Regional so far. Hits this one through on the right side. Rabago around second. He is going to put on the brakes. First and second, nobody out for UC Irvine.
I'm surprised Rabago didn't make it to third base using that hole on a bouncing ball. I would have tried it even with no outs. But look at this swing down in the zone, aggressive. Anteater's just pounding hit by hit. So far, that's the 7th hit of the game.
Now you can see too why Spencer won the league batting title in the Big West this year with a .373 average. That guy squares everything up. And now we'll see if McClanahan, the cleanup hitter, can pull off a sacrifice. Not afraid to bunt the cleanup man.
And that's what they should do according to the way their game plan is.
There he goes. He squares up. Oh, popped it up. And it's going to roll foul as McConaughey does a tap dance to get out of the way.
Well, one thing that doesn't surprise me right here is what McConaughey does. He's a very good third baseman. Sees that spin on the ball, takes the English to the left, and goes out of play. But if I'm McConaughey right now, I'm playing a little bit. I put a little bit more pressure right now on McClanahan. A little bit closer. He's showing bunt. Get a little bit closer. There's no surprise right now. If he wants to swing the bat, let him swing it. It's hard to pull when you're showing bunt. It's easier to go the other way if you're going to pull it back.
5 sacrifices last night by the Anteaters, 1 by McClanahan. He squares again. The 0-1 gets it down. Third base side again. Well done. And Whelan has just one play to first. Arakawa covering, so there's 1 down, but the runner's now at second and third for Munoz. And he had the RBI double his last time to the dish.
Yes, and you got first base open. Right now, Munoz last time up, pitch up in the zone, drives it to left field. Not trying to do too much. He likes what he saw, and he feels very comfortable right now.
Jonathan Munoz, the sophomore from Whittier, California. Chance to do some damage here. Strike 1. Whelan's 0-1. Lashed foul into the third row on the third base side. 0-2.
That was a changeup right there. Stayed back on it, hit it the other way. That tells you completely he's not trying to pull anything, or he was sitting changeup and it just got deep on him.
Whelan needs a big pitch here. The 0-2. Outside. Well, Mike Gillespie tells us that the emergence of Munoz and the guy that laid down the sacrifice in front of him, McClanahan, they have been the catalysts to this team's offensive success this year. The other guys, they were known commodities. These two have come out of nowhere. The 1-2 lays off. Now it's even.
And there's no reason and no pressure right now for Whelan to even throw anything near the strike zone. First base is still open. It's a 2-2 count. Can't fall in love with that 2-strike number right now. If you throw it in the dirt, let's not forget Case had a tough night last night blocking baseballs.
Already at 50 pitches. Now Munoz shows bunt that rides in on the hand. That's going to be a foul ball called by Greg Street.
Strike 3. Strike 3. That's strike 3. He struck out on that one.
It is strike 3.
That call I do not like by Coach Gillespie. Sending Munoz, which hit him well last time, to squeeze with a runner at third and second and third. You know he's not going to try to throw him a strike. It hits him, but he attempted to bunt. And because he attempted to bunt, he got out of the way, hit him right in the arm. That's a painful, not only because it hurt him, but at the same time, strikes out.
So 2 outs now, and Palmer swings at the first pitch. Should end the inning. And Oklahoma State gets out of trouble in the 3rd. Well, UC Irvine has their style of play backfire here in the 3rd inning, but they still lead at 1-0.
The road goes through Omaha, where fans flock to see college baseball's best between the lines for a national championship. It's gone! At the wall! Makes the catch! Coverage begins June 14th on the ESPN family of networks.
Can't wait. TD Ameritrade will be ready to host. Irvine, first and only appearance, 2007. Oklahoma State has been there 19 times, but none since 1999. These Cowboys need a win tonight, and then a win tomorrow to party like it's 1999 again. Gage Green lofts it to left. 1 pitch, 1 out for Andrew Morales, who has pitched well through 3, and a good start here in the 4th. For more coverage of the NCAA baseball tournament and the road to Omaha, go to ncaa.com. Clay Matvick, Eduardo Perez, the son of Hall of Famer Tony Perez, and former All-American at Florida State. Sorry about your Noles this year, Eddie.
2 and out at home. I never thought that would ever happen.
Yeah, one of the national seats to get bounced on that first weekend. It's been quite a tournament.
That's the parity in college baseball nowadays.
Here's Zach Fish. He's 0 for 1, fouled out behind home plate. Sparks waits for it to come down. Strong throw across the diamond to Spencer. 2 up, 2 down. And that's 5 in a row retired by Morales.
So impressed with Morales. After all what happened in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, I really thought Oklahoma State could carry that momentum, got the fans back into it. All of a sudden, Morales just slows it up. And you see Coach Holliday right now trying to slow the game down because Morales has only thrown 3 pitches. He's buying time for his pitcher to get some air, to get back out there on the mound. There's no strategy talking right here. This is take your time, take some pitches.
That's a great, having your finger on the pulse. I mean, that's so smart by Holliday to come out there and realize what's happening. Just 3 pitches, 2 outs, and he needed to change the tide of this inning. So he goes out and talks to Arakawa before he stands in.
Morales understands that he's a senior. He's seen a lot of baseball. Winning pitcher on the mound. He's like, okay, I'm going to throw first pitch strike. I know he's taking.
Be interesting to talk to Mike Gillespie later in the broadcast. He's tried a couple of trick plays tonight as that one's lined into center by Arakawa. 2-out base hit for the Cowboys, and both of those have backfired. Eduardo, he has tried the double steal. He tried to squeeze with 2 strikes and 1 out, and both of them came up empty.
And he was pushing it with the last one. There's no reason at all why you should send Munoz, which is seeing the ball very well from Wheelan, to squeeze right there. Had a very good competitive at-bat, taking the bat out of your designated hitter. Yesterday, everything worked to perfection. So far tonight, it just is not working, and I feel like they're trying to push it a little bit too much.
Well, the Cowboys have a 2-out base runner.
This is a pitch right now. Costello has the power to go deep. Should be getting a fastball. Morales does not want to go 2-0. This is where you have to let it rip.
Costello 9 homers on the year. There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. He had a 2-run homer in the 6th on Sunday in the deciding game against Cal State Fullerton. A rally from 4-1 down to win that game 6-4. It's the 28th come from behind win this year for the Cowboys. They have to play from behind tonight. 1-2.
That's a nice tight slider. When you see a pitch like that, hitter goes down and away to get it. Now it's a great time to elevate that fastball. Try to have him chase.
Arakawa, one of the better base runners for these Cowboys. You saw the stolen base numbers, 15 of 17 on the year.
Well, if he steals this base, it's going to be stolen off McClanahan because Morales is very fast to the plate, even if he decides to go on first move.
I think I saw you timing Morales on your phone earlier. That's a former bench coach for you. The 1-2. This is down now 2-2. You did a lot of that when you were with the Marlins, I believe.
I was with the Marlins and the Astros at the time. I was in charge also of the throwovers, pickoffs, and the defensive placement. He's got to stop worrying about the runner right here. You have 2 outs. You have to make a quality pitch right now to Costello. That's the one that's going to do damage. The only way Arakawa is going to score is if Costello does damage with that bat.
Full count. On deck hitter Craig McConaughey. 0 for 1 tonight.
This is the part I don't agree with. First baseman Spencer should be holding on to the runner. Right-handed hitter. Keep Arakawa on first a little bit longer. It's a game of inches. A ball in the gap, Arakawa will score easily.
Walked in. Second walk given up by Morales. The first one since Saxon led off the game with a walk.
Got to give a lot of credit to Coach Holliday right there, recognizing the first 2 hitters got out right away, changed the tempo, and Morales has not been the same since in the last 2 batters.
And now Daniel Babona will make an appearance here for the first time in this game. The pitching coach in his second year, former 2-time Big West Pitcher of the Year. In fact, he was on the Anteaters 2007 College World Series team. Comes out to try and dial Morales back in.
And he's done such a great job as the pitching coach. Mind you, he's there as a volunteer. He is not getting paid. Comes in, and that's a very big responsibility, being in charge of those anteater arms, plus calling the pitches from the dugout.
He flashes the signs into McClanahan. The battery made of Morales tonight. 2 outs for McConaughey, 2 on. McConaughey, he 0 for 1.
Morales is getting away from his fastball. I like his fastball. It's got a lot of late life to it. He hides it well. That's the pitch that's going to get him through these innings against a good offensive team in Oklahoma State.
Well, Morales strands 2 Cowboys this inning. Oklahoma State's had base runners every inning, but just nothing across yet. Since the Cowboys fans getting a little anxious tonight as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Irvine up 1-0 in their super regional game 2. Execution was not a problem last night for the Anteaters. A couple of times tonight things have backfired. That double steal blew up.
Yes, it did. They tried to execute it. Oklahoma State on the ball after seeing what happened yesterday, throwing a lot more over to first base. And then right here, a great execution more on the hands of Oklahoma State. They red squeeze right away, throw it right at the hitter. That's what you're supposed to do. That's strike 3. Good job by Whelan recognizing it, also with Case behind the plate.
Vince Whelan, the starter tonight, approaching 60 pitches for Oklahoma State. First pitch, Alcantara to short. And that's going to help. Remember, economy of pitches is something that Wieland, Rob Walton are thinking about tonight. 90 pitches is about his limit.
It's about his limit, and UCI players, they're not paying attention to that. They're trying to get on base, but right there, after Morales having a longer inning than usual, as a leadoff hitter in that inning, you have to take your time, work the count, give Morales time to recoup on the bench.
7 hits tonight for UCI against Whelan. Strike to Paulino, 1-1. Paulino flew out to left his first time up. He was 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored in game 1 of the series. Paulino, even though he hits down in the order, he's in the 8th spot tonight. Tied for the team lead in homers with 5. And the team only has 12 in all. The 2-1. Popped up. The mask is off for Brian Case. This should be playable. Stays with it. 2 down. And Irvine has played a lot of close, low-scoring games this year, as these numbers attest. And they play in a big ballpark in Orange County. They don't hit a lot of home runs. They find ways to beat you in other ways.
And that's why you see Coach Gillespie doing what he does, recognizing his team and having to push the buttons, because you're not going to play for that 3-run homer. It's not going to happen.
2 outs for the 9-man Castro in this Irvine order. Single in the 2nd inning. And then he was the man caught in the pip goal in that rundown between 3rd and home.
I think it's a good job right now by Castro, no matter what happens in this at-bat, taking the time, letting Whelan throw some pitches.
Doesn't chase the breaking ball that's low, 1-2. Wieland has given up base runners every inning, trying to get a 1-2-3 here. Misses high, now it's even. You know who's a former anteater? Scott Brooks, head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Played at UCI. Found that out today, didn't realize that. 2-2 pitch. Base hit. 2-out base runner for Irvine. Just when you think Wieland's going to have a routine inning, Castro gets his 2nd hit.
That 2-out base hit, and it's a nice one. First one was right up the middle. This time he takes it the other way. Off speed. You get Whelan from the stretch again. And then you get this guy up, Tater Sparks, that he could turn it around in a hurry.
Sparks has hit the ball well 2 times tonight. A line drive out to the 3rd baseman McConaughey and a single. In on the hands, popped him up. Coming in, the right fielder Costello calls everybody off, makes the catch, and Wieland strands Castro. We have played 4. Mike Gillespie's Anteaters have the lead. We'll talk to him next. Clay Mattek and Eduardo Perez back here in Stillwater. 1-0 Irvine as we go to the 5th. And Mike Gillespie joins us from the dugout. Coach, sitting in a good spot, leading the series 1 game to none, leading this game 1-0, and your ace is working into the 5th here. What has he shown you?
Well, I think more than anything, he's shown perseverance. He really hasn't had great location, and we've gotten right in front of a couple of bullets they've hit. But he does have good stuff, and we know he'll compete to the absolute max. So we trust that he's going to still settle down a little bit more.
Coach, take me back to that Munoz at bat with a squeeze play. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 strikes.
Well, hey, it's one of those things that, you know, when it works, you're a genius, and when it doesn't, you're a moron. And clearly I feel like the moron right now.
Well, Coach, you've been a genius more often than not. Thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
There goes Mike Gillespie. I tell you what, he is a treat to be around. And you know, never takes it too serious, even though he is a very smart tactician. I mean, he really understands baseball, and he is trying to become one of just 3 coaches to win a College World Series title with 2 different schools. Augie Garrido did it at Fullerton and at Texas. Andy Lopez at Pepperdine, and recently again with Arizona. So he knows what he's doing. As this one is put through into right field by Brian Case. Again, the leadoff man is on. That's the 3rd time tonight for the Cowboys. They're going to try and get something going here in the 5th inning.
Second base hit for Brian Case. Doing a nice job just going the other way with it. Pitch on the outside part of the plate. Very impressed so far tonight with both teams just using the big part of the ballpark.
Well, that bullpen is up for the Anteaters. Perkins, Castellato, both right-handers, starting to lather up as we're back to the top of the Cowboys order. Sawyer Saxon squares to bunt. That's a strike. Walk and a sacrifice for Saxon.
This is a good time right now for Josh Holliday to put a hit and run on. Even with 0-1 count, very good time. You got the infield in. They're moving all over the place. Pull it back, and
now they're going to sacrifice again. The first baseman Spencer hops on it. Palmer covering, out number 1, but there stands Case at second base, representing the tying run. And high fives all the way around for Saxon. The 2nd time he has laid down an effective sacrifice tonight.
So far tonight, they've given up already 3 outs. If you look at it that way, 3 sack bunts, 1 by Walton, and as you said, 2 by Saxon. Give away outs when you're behind and you're the visiting team.
And again, the Cowboys, even though this is their field, they are the visitors as Morales throws it into center, but not far enough for Case to head to 3rd.
It's a bad throw, but what a great job by Castro in center field, being alert and running immediately as soon as that ball's being released. He's there, he's on it. Nice heads-up play by Castro.
And Case was a little slow to recognize where the ball was. And calling time is McClanahan, as Morales here maybe slipping a little bit off of his game. And McClanahan quick to come out.
That same curveball that he had early in the game against Kriedemeyer is not there right now, and Coach Gillespie recognizes it. That's why he's a little bit concerned about it. He's got 2 arms already in the bullpen throwing.
One on, 1 out. 1-0 to Walton. Strike. Walton, 36 runs batted in on the year. He's got some pop in his bat too, 3 home runs. Hit hard to the first baseman Spencer. He'll step on the bag, and over to 3rd goes Case. So now 2 down as Morales got a big out there.
Yes, he did. Another ground ball, even though the runner moves over to 3rd. There are 2 outs. Has to focus right now on the big bat of Kriedemeyer.
Kriedemeyer, who had 2 hits last night, including a home run. 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. He comes up and takes strike one.
That's that get me over curveball early in the count. That's the one he's been throwing to strikes to Tanner. Pounding the fastball hard in.
Well, it really dropped off the table. 0-2 to Kreidemeyer.
Got to throw another one. This time you have to bounce it. Got to trust your catcher, McClanahan, into blocking this pitch.
They waste one. Oklahoma State tonight with runners in scoring position hitless. They're 0 for 6. And in the series, 1 of 15. Holiday wants his big first baseman to deliver here. Tying run at third. The pitch. Got him! And Morales showing emotion as he hops off the mound. Got a big strikeout of Kreidemeyer to end the inning.
And Morales, look at him. Look at the emotion. This is what it's all about. Super Regionals, he can smell it.
To the bottom of the 5th, Irvine has a 1-0 lead in Game 2 of the Super Regional. As Josh Holiday, second-year head coach, talks to us from the dugout. Coach, plenty of base runners for your Cowboys here tonight, but nothing against Andrew Morales. How do you solve him?
Well, we've had some good at-bats and hit some balls hard, and he's a very skilled pitcher and a fine competitor. We're just going to have to stay after it. You know, these guys getting games like this, it's kind of who blinks first, and right now he hasn't had a blink on us, but we're battling pretty good. We're seeing the ball fine. He made a couple of clutch pitches right there to get out of that jam, and can't back off. You got to keep coming at him.
Coach, so far you guys have made the adjustment. They've tried 2 plays, the double steal, and also the squeeze play. You guys have been able to get those outs.
Yeah, it's better tonight, Eduardo. You mentioned the motion and some of the plays that they use to try to steal a run with 2 outs, and we've handled it better tonight, but a couple big frames left here. We got to win a few of them.
Okay, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Josh Holiday. He and his brother Matt, of course, Matt, the 6-time All-Star, 10 years in the bigs, playing with the Cardinals right now. They grew up right here in Stillwater, and he's done a great job with this program, but his team down 1-0 in an elimination game for the Cowboys. They've got to have it tonight to force Game 3 tomorrow.
Big question is, you think Matt is watching right now in Toronto?
Well, they played in Toronto today, and that game got over early. I'm sure he found a way to get in front of a TV here tonight. They're still very close, obviously. In fact, talk every day. What a play by McConaughey. Diving out to keep that from going into left field. He's made a couple of nice plays at the hot corner tonight for the Pokes.
And it's no surprise to Coach Holiday. This is what they wanted him for. His glove, his bat's just the extra part of it. Gets up in time, focuses, follows through with a throw. Nice job.
So Rabago is out number 1. And that'll bring up Connor Spencer, who has 2 singles tonight. And 4 hits in all in the Super Regional in 2 nights. Yeah, the Cardinals beat the Blue Jays today 5-0.
They beat Mark Burley.
Well,
I guarantee you he is watching, if not on the U because he's in Canada, probably on ESPN3.
in fact, Josh Holiday has thrown to Matt in the home run derby during the All-Star break 2 times. And he's done a really good job because Matt was right in the thick of it both times. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1 to Spencer.
There's just that much more pressure actually on the thrower than on the hitter. You have to be able to throw it to the perfect spot. I imagine he's been throwing to him since he was a kid.
Now they walk Spencer here. 1 out base runner for the Anteaters. Let's hear from Josh Holiday about Matt.
He's pretty daily. Yep. He gets bored in those hotel rooms late at night, and he's reading and following, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't roll in here one day in a private jet if they get a game over with soon enough just to see this, because he's thrilled. This is, you know, this is his home too, and this is something that was what he was raised on too. So it's really, really cool for him to see what's going on with us here.
You were telling the story earlier about those two guys clowning around outside the ballpark during games when his dad was coach here, playing wiffle ball. Sometimes the ball got over the fence too. They had to stop the game.
That's right. The fences, actually the bleachers that are behind third base, as you see the family here when they were younger, you don't recognize them because they have hair. That doesn't happen anymore. Look at Dad. Dad's got a full head of hair. What happened here with both of them?
Yeah, some guys look good bald. I think Holiday does.
But those bleachers on the third base side were not there. It used to be more of a hill. That's where they played their baseball. And not surprisingly enough, when Matt would hit him over the fence, which he still does, it upset Dad.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, really, not that much. That's my son hitting it over the fence.
You know, I told Josh, I said, you know, if you get that new ballpark, you're gonna miss this place because of all the great memories. He goes, yeah, for about 2 seconds. Can't wait to have those new digs here in Stillwater. They're working on it.
That's part of the process.
0-2 to McClanahan with a runner on.
That's a good pitch.
Crowd wanted strike 3, so did Whelan.
The nod in the head right there, but you look at the pitch, he's already set up outside. That's a pitcher's pitch, too close to take. That should have been strike 3. Looking at the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 out. The pitch count is already at 80. You had said and alluded to earlier that his pitch count was going to get to 90. That's what Coach had told us also.
Yeah, that's about his limit. At least it has been this year. They might stretch him out a little further tonight in a must-have game. Longest outing this season, 6 1/3 at West Virginia. One out here in the 5th. He'll try first base again. Spencer not meandering too far off. He's 8 of 11 on stolen base attempts this season.
Nobody in the bullpen, so it's all him right now.
Yep. The 1-2. Texas is into the College World Series. Louisville into the College World Series. Irvine can join them with a win tonight. The 1-2, and again, I'll go over to first base. Jerry McClanahan, all Big West second team after a breakout junior year. Has a 1-2 count. And he goes to center field. And snagged by Arakawa. And they're going to double up the runner. How did he get to that? I thought that was destined for the outfield grass. Arakawa makes the catch, and they double up Spencer to end the inning.
And I don't see anything wrong with Spencer doing this. Great play by Arakawa. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
They call him Hawaiian Punch. Mike Holder, the athletic director here at Oklahoma State, he knows how important this super regional is to this program, to this fan base. First time that Cowboys have hosted a super. And these Cowboys are down a run as they bat here in the 6th inning. They've had at least 1 base runner in every inning. They've left 6 on, 4 in scoring position. They just haven't been able to deliver the big hit, Eduardo.
And that's Andrew Morales has done a nice job, actually. When in trouble, to get out of it. Been able to grind through this outing.
Green 0 for 2 tonight. In fact, he's 0 for the Super Regional, 0 for 7. Morales with that bender misses outside, 1-1. And Morales working out of a tight spot last inning. As the Cowboys got a runner to third. And a big strikeout of Kreidemeyer, and he really was emotional coming back to the dugout. Now he's working here into the 6th inning. 2-1. That's down the line, foul. Sliced away from Green. Green coming in to the Super Regional, the team leader with a .322 average. And these couple of nights it hasn't helped the average much. Boy, if they could get this guy on track, that would certainly help their cause. It's been quiet so far. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball and got him again. Wow. Third strikeout for Andrew.
And when he needs that strikeout, this is what he goes to, that 12-6 bender. We've seen it with Kreidemeyer. We see it now with Green. It is nasty on the left-handed hitters.
Andrew Morales, the senior, drafted by the Cardinals on Thursday. His dad, John, proud papa, looking on.
There he is. He doesn't want to look into the camera, but he knows it's dead on him right now. Great story with the Morales family and what he has done and the love they have for each other.
Quickly ahead of Fish 0-2.
Ran into a family here, and they were telling me about his youngest sister in Oregon during the regionals. She missed her graduation, her 8th grade graduation, to be with him and to see his outing.
And he went. That's strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts of the 4 and 5 hitters. 4th strikeout for Morales.
And he's going to that curveball, and it's working. That late sharp break. Christine and Emily, this one's for you right there. She missed her graduation to be with her brother, and she didn't mind it. She'd rather be there because she said that it made her feel better because of the chemo that she's had in the past. She's in remission. We're so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
But to see her brother takes a pitch on the mound takes all the pain away.
That leaks into right field for a base hit for Arakawa. 2nd hit tonight for Tim, who made that great play up the middle defensively last half inning. So he's on. And Costello will hit. Costello's been on twice, a single and a walk. And Morales starts him with a strike. So again, the Cowboys have had base runners every inning. Now they've just got to do something with it. They got Arakawa on. Cowboys so far tonight, though, 0 for 8 with men on base. So Costello will try to prolong the inning and get to Morales.
Same scenario as last time. Arakawa up at first base with 2 outs. I still believe you have to go after the hitter right here. Arakawa, if he wants to try to steal, Morales is very fast to the plate. Tough to steal on.
The third baseman, Sparks, will take the short one. And Dad comes to his feet. Morales with a clean 6th. 5.5 in the books. Still 1-0 Irvine. Texas, the first team to punch a ticket to Omaha earlier today. Louisville also into the College World Series for the second straight year. Big game 3 tomorrow on ESPN at 3 Eastern between Vandy and Stanford. Stanford had a walk-off 9th inning home run to win it, to force a game 3. Now, Irvine is leading these Cowboys, but even though the offense hasn't been there for Oklahoma State in this Super Regional, the defense has been pretty good tonight.
And that's all about the tempo of Whelan on the mound. Defense on their toes. They're making the plays. They're keeping him and the team and making it close as it's a 1-0 game, still within very much reach.
Ominous looking moon here in Stillwater as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Jonathan Munoz, Grant Palmer, and A.J. Alcantara. That's 5, 6, and 7 for the Eaters. Leading 1-0. A win puts them in Omaha for the first time since '07. You know, we've talked about the attitude of this team. It's a loose group of anteaters. That's Surrey. Elliott Surrey, the starter last night, who was brilliant on the mound. And it's customary when a guy that looks like Surrey does, you say, okay, he's got to be smart, right? With the glasses, kind of looks studious. I don't think I said that last night.
No, but he's a lefty. Lefties are just different.
Saxon backing off, tracks it down, falling down, makes the catch.
And add to the defensive reel of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Great play.
Munoz put a charge into it. You see, Saxon was playing shallow.
He's playing shallow, and the wind's just pushing it a little bit to left field. Flag's not moving much right now, but that was a nice play, not jumping early. Whelan tip a cap, just like the big shooter.
One out for Grant Palmer. Palmer hitless tonight. Hitless in the regional. Was 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 2 tonight.
That pitch is a strike. It's been called a ball. It's a hanger. You got to stay with it. But that pitch is the upper part of the strike zone. He needs to have that called, especially when he's behind in counts. That's the get me over breaking pitch.
This is sent to right field. Costello shading over toward the line, makes a catch. 2 down here for Vince Wieland, who has settled into a bit of a rhythm here since giving up that run in the first inning. But that pitch count now right where his limit is. 90 pitches is where Josh Holliday has kind of kept him every weekend. And that might be over 2 games. They usually just keep him to 90 pitches on a weekend.
Well, he might exceed that tonight. Might see him for another inning if he gets an out right here real quick.
He was their best option. Tyler Buffett, the freshman starter, was originally expected to go, but after the loss last night, he wanted Vince Wieland with his 10-0 record and his ERA well under 2 on the mound to start. He's done a pretty good job.
He's done an excellent job. Besides that first inning of allowing that run to score, he's settled in. He's thrown strikes. He's been ahead on counts. That's what you want.
1 run on 8 hits for Irvine tonight. Up and in, 2-2. A.J. Alcantara at the plate. As these Cowboys fans are waiting to get something to celebrate. It's been a rough weekend in that regard for the Cowboys fans. Last night they had to sit on their hands for a large part of that game. The 8th inning they came to life. After Oklahoma State started to rally, it fell short. But offense tonight has been hard to come by. 2-2 to Alcantara. And again, the Anteaters will have a base runner nearly thrown out at first. Costello was in close to the infield and took a shot. But a base hit for Alcantara with 2 outs.
That was a close play. Playing shallow. That's what you get. You got to hustle. You got to give a lot of credit to Alcantara. He recognized it, got out of the box in a hurry. Almost got him right there.
How many times have you actually seen that work?
You actually see it a lot with pitchers or catchers, but mostly with pitchers. What right fielder in the National League, right fielders play shallow. You get that hard base hit. Sometimes you get them out by a step or two.
Chris Polino. As the Anteaters have had runners on every inning now. Bullpen for Oklahoma State starting to crank. Brendan McCurry, their closer, is up here in the 6th inning.
Drafted by the Oakland Athletics today. Have to keep it to a 1-run game.
Polino has 5 home runs on the year. Had his first career grand slam as part of an 8-run 8th inning in that 14-2 win over the #1 national seed Oregon State last Saturday. He would love to get a hold of one here and give this game some breathing room for the Anteaters. They scored their 1 run in the 1st inning, nothing since. The 1-1 pitch, 2-1. And now Wheeland right at 100. And now we're going to get a trip to the mound for Brian Case to talk to Wheeland. The Anteaters have made this guy work. Nothing has come easy for Vince Wheeland tonight.
No, they have made him work. They have made him work. And he's been around the plate, which is a good thing for him. Still been able to keep the pitch count. Will throw his 100th pitch right now. But the Anteaters, that's one thing they do. They make you think right now, and they're wondering if Alcantara is going to be trying to steal second on a 2-1 count. I think they're going to leave him the hole open.
Outside, 3-1.
This is a good chance right now and a good opportunity to send the runner. Any gapper hit right now scores that run with 2 outs.
Vince Wheeland, all Big 12 first team for the 2nd year. The 10 wins tied for the Big 12 lead. Most of those coming out of the bullpen. Fouled off, now full count. He has given a great effort tonight, but he may be reaching his limit as he's up over 100 pitches. Would love to get out of this 6th inning and then turn it over maybe to the bullpen next inning fresh.
See how deep the outfield is right now. That's where you want to play them. No doubles, so that runner on first cannot score. With 2 outs, runner on first, that's what you do. First baseman has to play back. Shouldn't be holding on to the runner right now. Just move back, as I said it.
You could read Josh Holliday's lips. He was talking about pitch count. Got him. Big strikeout for Wheeland. He finishes the 6th, and it's still a 1-0 game, Eddie.
Giving his team an opportunity as they have 9 outs to try to take it to game 3.
Super Regionals presented by Capital One, back here in Stillwater with Eduardo Perez and Clay Matvick. We go to the 7th inning. Irvine leading 1-0 over the Cowboys. It's do or die tonight for Oklahoma State, and we have seen quite a pitcher's duel.
Yes, we have. They both attacked the plate, and both have been doing it with their off-speed pitches. Andrew Morales has not had his best stuff, but has yet to yield a run. He's been persevering throughout the entire game.
And he'll begin work here in the 7th. He'll face the bottom of the order, McConaughey and Case, and then the leadoff man Saxon will hit for the 4th time. And the first pitch up and in.
Yeah, I was watching the Vanderbilt game today and seeing how the velocity of those pitchers. It's 93 plus with everybody. 97 I saw them touching. 95. Here you don't see that. You see finesse.
That's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's about the top end tonight for Morales.
Well, he has hit 92 and 93 a couple times, but he's had to grind innings. So there is some wear to it, and I got a feeling they're going to be keeping a close eye on his velocity and on his pitch count.
Bouncer to third. Sparks on target to Spencer. 1 up, 1 down, and that'll bring up Case. Here's the other side of the bracket. Texas and Louisville in on the other side. On this side, Texas Tech takes a 1-game-to-none lead on the College of Charleston. TCU, the winner of the Big 12 tournament this year, leading Pepperdine after a win today. How about Lafayette, the national seed, taking out Ole Miss tonight to take a 1-game-to-none lead? And Maryland, what a story they are. The number 3 national seed, Virginia, loses to the Terps 5-4 today. The Irvine pen active. Manarino, who we saw last night, pitched 2 shutout innings, was very good, had 3 strikeouts. Could see him again tonight.
Probably just for 1 inning after throwing 2 yesterday.
Bullpen situation has been a little bit of a quandary for Mike Gillespie here in recent weeks because of Sam Moore's situation. The closer, who has 23 on the year, had been lights out, I should say, until recent weeks, where he kind of lost his touch. And Mike Gillespie has been passing on him, including last night, in a spot where we thought we would normally see Sam Moore. He passed him over.
I got a feeling he's got his confidence now in Sam Moore a little bit more, because Sam Moore got drafted by the Dodgers tonight.
2-1
earlier in the day, and his spirits were up.
That'll lift your spirits, sure.
And he needs to be able to throw that fastball, and especially that devastating split finger fastball that he has. If he does throw it for strikes and out of the zone late, it could be effective.
Case did not chase that one out of the zone, so now it's a full count. On deck hitter is the top of the order, Sawyer Saxon.
Case has had some nice at-bats so far today. 2 for 2, hitting the ball up the middle and the other way, staying on everything.
Strike 3 called, and Case knew it. 2 down.
Well, when you talk about painting a strike zone, this is it. Down in the corner, pitcher's pitch. Case does not stand close to the plate. He didn't like it. He had something to say to the umpire, but yet it was a quality pitch by Andrew Morales.
Strikeout number 5 for Morales now. And he faces the top of the order with the bases empty. Saxon takes a strike. Rob Walton talking with his catcher Case, who just struck out. Ooh, and Saxon looks bad there. Strike 2. And Morales has really found a groove here in the last couple of innings. He has struck out 4 of the last 7 batters he's faced.
Should go back to that breaking ball. Lefties have struggled all night long with it.
The 0-2. There it is, but it's in the dirt, and Saxon lays off. Pitch count now for Andrew at 89. He threw 107 against UNLV in the national tournament already. There it is again, that bender just devastating. McClanahan has to throw down to first. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 6 in the game for Morales. He has gone 7 shutout innings tonight.
Not afraid to throw it back to back. Hitters aren't making the adjustment. We're taking this to the bottom half.
Anish Shroff with his studio update earlier tonight. Louisiana Lafayette at home against Ole Miss. Rebels threatening in the 9th, down 4. Will Allen grounds into a game-ending double play. The Raging Cajuns win it 9-5. They're now 58-8 this season. Clay.
All right, Anish, thank you. Working late in the studio tonight as we go to the bottom of the 7th here in Stillwater. That place was a nut house today. On TV, it was fun to watch Lafayette and Ole Miss, and those fans just absolutely going berserk hosting the Super Regional there. They even had 90-inch TVs outside for the fans that couldn't get tickets for the game, so they could watch and tailgate outside the ballpark.
Well, it's one of the tailgating capitals of the country. The state of Louisiana. They do a great job at LSU. I know they do a great job also at Lafayette. And now that LSU's not in it,
yeah, they got the whole state to themselves. Yeah. Justin Castro, Taylor Sparks, and Chris Rabago, 9-1-2. And Vince Whelan continues to pump for Oklahoma State. Now pitching here into the 7th. He's on a season high for innings pitched tonight.
Well, they know if they don't win tonight, there is no tomorrow. Pulling all stops right now. Possibly be his last pitching performance of the Oklahoma State Cowboy uniform.
Picked by the Astros in the 24th round. As you look at those faces, you sense in the body language a little bit. They need a spark. That might help. Castro goes down looking. 1 down.
And this is what happened between innings, because now they're getting calls a little bit further out in the zone. Look at Case work the umpire after a strike 3 call. Didn't like it. This is a catcher taking over right now. What do you mean? If you're going to give him, if you're going to give me that call for strike 3, I also want to get it for my pitcher. So catcher plays that double duty part, trying to get calls, and he finally got that strikeout looking.
Now Whelan quickly gets ahead of Sparks, 0-2. Sparks tonight 1 for 3. A single coming in the 2nd inning. These Anteaters, quite a story. They lost 8 of their last 9 regular season games, including 6 in a row right before the regional. They were one of the last 4 at-large bids into the NCAA field. Got in, wiped the slate clean, and then ousted the #1 national seed Oregon State. Sparks is out number 2. And last night kept it going with the win, 8-4 in game 1. Surrey with a great outing. Ace on the mound tonight. He has delivered like an ace. And they've got Oklahoma State down to 6 outs, maybe for the season.
Well, it's not a good combination if you're playing against UC Irvine and your initials are OSU and you wear an orange uniform. For Oregon State, it didn't work, and right now for Oklahoma State, it's not working either.
Irvine has had runners on every inning. Let's see if Whelan can get through a 1-2-3 here. 2-0 to Rabago. Pulled foul.
Good pitch by Whelan. Now using that inside part of the plate, accelerating the bat of the hitters to set up the slider middle way.
again fouled off. Irvine entered last night 219th in the country in scoring at 4.4 runs per game. They got 8 last night. Now tonight, runs a little harder to come by again, but they've got a 1-0 lead. A win tonight, and they're on to Omaha.
They're on pace, though. Yeah. 4.4 yesterday, 8 today.
Yeah, that's
1.
right.
It's around 4.5, isn't it?
Well, their average, I guess, for the series anyway. 2-2 here to Rabago. Did that hit him? Yes, it did. Rabago got his way on that. He looked at the umpire for confirmation that he got hit. And Greg Street will award him first base.
I was wondering when we were going to get a hit by pitch from the Anteaters, and there it is. They beat you in so many ways. Try to get on base any which way. Forearm.
And Whelan's got to be thinking, Eddie, you know, what do I got to do to get these guys out? 1, 2, 3. Every inning, the Anteaters have had a base runner and have forced Whelan to throw from the stretch. You can see that pitch count where it's at, 116 now. Now for more coverage of the NCAA baseball tournament and the road to Omaha, go to ncaa.com. Here comes Rob Walton. Case went out there to buy a little more time. Walton follows. It's not atypical for him to make the change.
This is a good opportunity. This is where I would bring in McCurry. You need to keep this game 1-0. There's nobody warming up in the pen. But McCurry has a very good changeup that is devastating on left-handed hitters.
McCurry was loosening up earlier, but he has sat down. We cannot see the pens from our location here, so didn't realize that they weren't active. McCurry was loosening earlier. See if they start him again. There's the Watch ESPN app. They're watching our game live.
And text messages coming in also.
McCurry did get loose enough earlier, and here he comes out of the bullpen. Pitching change being made. The closer coming on for Oklahoma State. They need him to go long tonight. The reception for Vince Whelan as he hops off the mound, being relieved here in the 7th. Goes 6 2/3. He has been pitching out of the bullpen all year for the Cowboys, but he was the best option to start tonight in a must-win game. He leaves trailing, but did a great job. Now Brendan McCurry, the closer this year. 5-0 with a minuscule ERA. 27 career saves, most in Oklahoma State history. Comes on with 2 outs here in the 7th, so they need a little more work than he's used to giving the Cowboys tonight. He's got to hold Irvine down and give his team a chance offensively.
And don't let the size fool you. He can bring it up at 92 miles per hour. Has a very good changeup. That's his go-to pitch. Whenever he needs an out, he can throw it for a strike or he can throw it to tail out of the zone on any count.
Has to deal to Spencer to start. 1-1.
And there it is right there. He'll throw it from any angle also. He'll come over the top from the side. It's a completely different pitch. Oakland Athletics took him in the draft.
22nd round today he was picked. The senior from Tupelo deals. Hit on the ground to short, and that should do it. So McCurry comes on, does his job, gets out of the 7th. It's go time for the Cowboys.
The NCAA Baseball Super Regionals is presented by the Quicksilver Card from Capital One. Earn 1.5% cash back on every purchase.
Late night here in Stillwater, 20 after 11 local time. These fans acting like it's 20 after 11 in the morning. They are fired up now, as they know their team's back is against the wall here as they hit in the 8th inning against Andrew Morales, who has been great. The starting pitcher still working here in the 8th for Irvine. He has Walton, Kriedemeyer, and Green. 2, 3, and 4 for the Cowboys. That has been a ball all night. Ball and a strike. As you look at Morales' numbers, what's impressed you the most about him, Eddie?
It hasn't been easy for him, and he's been able to shut out the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
1 and 2.
He's been able to go to that curveball. Bullpen warming up again. They've been doing the same thing since the 5th inning. Having both righty and lefty ready just in case. But Donnie Walton, get ready because it's time for the big old hook.
Fastball. And to right field, Polino calling for it, makes the catch. Here's a capsule on Andrew Morales.
And he's been doing it with the curveball. That big old bender. He's been throwing it in the zone, out of the zone, the slider to righties, the fastball to freeze it. Dad is pumped up, and I know both sisters are pumped up back at home.
Irvine with a win tonight would join Texas and Louisville as teams that have a spot in the College World Series for 2014. There's that curveball. Kreidemeyer has struck out twice tonight. 27 runs in 3 games during the regional. In the supers, they have been at a premium. 0-2.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit also to the Irvine team for going out there and throwing great pitching. Yesterday, Surrey did a great job. Today, Morales has done the same thing. Quality pitching will always control big-time hitting.
Wow. Makes quick work of Kreidemeyer. Again, they have to throw down to first. McClanahan does a good job. And he has gotten stronger as the game has worn on, especially getting the punch-outs.
Well, and it's all about the bender. He's been able to throw that fastball to location early on and then put away the left-handed hitters with the curveball. And it's a 12-6-1, one that they haven't seen, a hard one with hard break. When you have the ability to throw it for a strike and then throw it in the dirt at will, that's why the Cardinals drafted this kid.
He has retired 12 of the last 13. And the 1 through 5 hitters 0 for 14 with 6 strikeouts. This one is hit high and deep, right center field, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. Not carrying tonight, and handled by Polino. A 1-2-3 inning for Morales. Our Pick You Up moment of the game brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We have to go back to the bottom of the first. The Anteaters got 3 hits against the starter, Vince Whelan, including an RBI double from Jonathan Munoz. That's the difference in this game right now offensively. The difference in this game defensively has been the starting pitcher for Irvine, Andrew Morales. Shutout baseball through 8, and you think he's coming out for the ninth?
I believe so. I wouldn't know why not. He is their ace. Been there all season long. He feels fresh, looks fresh, and he got out of an 8th inning on a 1-2-3 without any trouble with minimal pitch count.
It was a 9-pitch 8th inning for Morales. And the closer for Oklahoma State called on with 2 outs in the 7th. Got the out he needed to hold Irvine off the board. And now he works in the 8th. The strike is in to Jerry McClanahan.
And the job that Whelan and McCurry have done so far has been great. Keeping their team in the game, allowing 1 run. You expect more out of their offense than what they've seen all year.
Yeah, you could say that the last 2 nights. The bats have just been quiet tonight for Oklahoma State. Brendan McCurry, school record 35 appearances this year.
Came in as a second baseman to the program. It's turned out to be a great addition on the mound.
Just 2 runs allowed in 46 innings this year, just 29 hits. And he has 53 strikeouts. Not bad for a second baseman. You're right. The 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. The home plate umpire, Greg Street, said you went. Jerry McClanahan sits down. First strikeout for McCurry, and there's one down here in the 8th.
This is one of the big reasons he got drafted. The sweeping slider versus right-handed hitters. Tough to lay off, late break. Wasn't able to hold, and Oakland Athletics have a nice arm in their system.
Those are the draft picks for the Cowboys after the 10th round. Nobody in rounds 1 through 10 for Oklahoma State, while Irvine had 3 picked in those early rounds.
See the drop right there on that changeup. Good take by Munoz.
Munoz, that RBI double in the first. Only run of the game. Fans again asking Greg Street, where's the strike call on that one?
You can sense the frustration on the fans. Look around, they're biting nails, hands on the faces.
Munoz breaks it foul. Now it's 2-2. Since '99, the first year of the Super Regional format, we said it earlier, 78% of the teams that took Game 1 have gone on to Omaha. Irvine 3 defensive outs away from keeping that theme intact. And this one is hit deep to right. Costello going back. The ball just not carrying tonight. It comes off the bat good, but just dies out there. 2 outs.
That was a changeup that stayed up in the zone. McCurry got lucky right there. Munoz got some good barrel on that ball. He's hit the ball well tonight.
Now Palmer hitless tonight, a couple of ground outs. Looking ahead to the Oklahoma State 9th, Zach Fish, their number 5 hitter, Tim Arakawa, and Connor Costello.
Looks in great shape. He's not even sitting down. He's standing up right with the rest of the guys on the railing.
Morales pitched 2 complete game shutouts in consecutive weeks. A 2-hitter against Grand Canyon in March. A week later, 4-hitter against UC Riverside. Trying to do it here in the Supers and get his team on to Omaha. The 0-2.
Don't forget that he pitched on 2 days rest in Corvallis also.
He has been the backbone of that rotation, that pitching staff. 1-2 lifted foul. First baseman coming over. Wow. Did not make the catch. Kriedemeyer gave it a great effort.
What a great effort, and applause by even the UC Irvine players as he goes over and puts leather on that baseball. That's a great attempt by Kriedemeyer.
Last chance for the Cowboys, perhaps, for the season. Andrew Morales will try to send the Anteaters to Omaha when we come back. Oklahoma State, they're on their home field, but in Game 2 of this Super Regional, they're the visitors. So their backs are up against the wall here as they hit in the 9th, down a run. Irvine trying to get back to the College World Series for the first time since '07, the first and only time they made it. Oklahoma State needs a rally here to get a Game 3 tomorrow night. Andrew Morales, 99 pitches, comes out trying to finish this himself. Fish, Arakawa, and Costello. 3 for 8 tonight. 5, 6, and 7, representing the last chance for Oklahoma State. Sparks, one down. Oklahoma State has 28 come from behind wins this season. And they're 11-0 in one-run games this year. But they're running out of outs.
They're running into a tough, confident UC Irvine team.
Strike one to Arakawa, who has 2 hits against Morales tonight. 2 of the Cowboys' 5 hits. Some rally hats. Vince Whelan doing the honors. He started this game, did a great job on the mound. Oh, that is just wicked. 1 and 2.
That's been his money pitch, the curveball. He's going to lose with that pitch, or he's going to win with it. One of the two. It's been a good one against left-handed hitters, keeping them off balance.
Tried to get him to chase one in the dirt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oklahoma State has just 2 hits since the 4th inning against Morales. And they haven't had a base runner since the 6th. Just flicks it foul to stay alive. That was a defensive swing if I've ever seen one.
Arakawa has been one of 2 hitters between him and Case that have looked very good at the plate, taking very good swings, fighting off that tough curveball.
Stays away from the fastball outside. 3 and 2 now. As you look at the on-deck circle, Costello, he has a hit in 3 plate appearances, 1 for 2 on the night. Again, 3-2, fouled off.
Throwing his 107th pitch of the night, going with the fastball. If he throws that curveball right now for a strike, he will freeze Arakawa, catch everyone by surprise.
Hit hard to left. Alcantara makes the catch, 2 down. And now it rests on the shoulders of Costello to keep Oklahoma State alive. UC Irvine trying to get to Omaha for the first time under the legendary coach Mike Gillespie. He won it in '98 with USC as head coach, won it as a player in '61 with USC, but hasn't taken the Anteaters there yet.
I think the fans of OSU are finding out who exactly Andrew Morales is. He's a collegiate winner. That's who he is.
2 strikes.
Really quick, Coach Gillespie has said Tim Lincecum, Ian Kennedy, great collegiate pitchers, yet he believes in what he's seen out of Andrew Morales, even better college-wise.
Ooh, Greg Street did not ring up Costello. Morales thought he had strike 3, 1 and 2.
To me, that's a statement right there, and Morales is proving it again.
Got him. McClanahan to first. Game over. Series over. Irvine is going back to Omaha for the 2nd time in program history. A 5-hit shutout by Andrew Morales. ends the Cowboys season. Irvine is on to the College World Series. Morales retired 10 in a row, and 15 of the last 16 hitters he faced to finish off the game himself.
As the game went on, he got stronger and stronger, more confident on both sides of the plate, and the curveball was completely unhittable.
Dad is in tears. This Irvine contingent was invested all series long, an emotional series for these Anteaters, as they have slayed another giant. First it was Oregon State on its home field. Now Oklahoma State on its home field. They will play Texas in the first game of the College World Series. Louisville also getting in earlier today, advancing over Kennesaw State. Vandy and Stanford have a game 3 tomorrow. There is your player of the game, Andrew Morales.
And rightfully so. Just presence on the mound, so confident. Andrew Morales.
9 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts, including 1 to end the game to send the Anteaters to Omaha for the second time. Back to wrap it up in Stillwater in a moment. Rosa and John Morales, the proud parents of Andrew, the starting pitcher tonight for Irvine, the game-winning pitcher. His 11th victory of the year goes the distance as Irvine wins it 1-0. They're on their way to Omaha. Andrew is downstairs with us now. He is our Capital One player of the game. 3rd complete game shutout this season, Andrew, and this was an Oklahoma State team that averaged 9 runs per game during the regional. A very potent offense, but your pitching staff handled them just fine in these 2 games. What was the approach against the Cowboys hitters?
Well, we had a plan all along this weekend, from top to bottom in the staff, and we executed it very well. Surrey came out yesterday and just set the tone, and I just wanted to come back out and do it again.
Andrew, today your curveball against left-handed hitters was completely devastating. You didn't have it at the beginning of the game, but then it just showed up.
Well, this humidity, these mosquitoes, a lot of environment. Not used to pitching in humidity. I'm a Southern California kid, so I've been pretty spoiled there, and I had to make some adjustments, use the rosin, get some grip back, and I'm glad I found it in the later innings. I
got news for you. There are mosquitoes and there's plenty of humidity in Omaha, but I'm sure you're going to deal with it just fine, and you're going to be happy to be going there.
Absolutely.
But talk about getting to the College World Series, this program going for the 2nd time now, and what does it mean to Mike Gillespie, to this team, and to the Irvine program?
For the team, first of all, we did it. We're not done yet. Thank you. We're not done yet, and we shocked the world. We took down #1. Now we came into Oklahoma State's house and we took them down. So now we're ready for what's next. So we're very, very excited as a group. And I don't know if you see us out in pregame, during the game. Our energy is unreal right now. So a lot of credit to all our guys.
Well, John and Rosa are here, but Christine and Emily, take it away, buddy. It's all yours.
Christine, Emily, I love you. I love you guys so much. I know you guys wanted to be here, but you guys can't. But you know what? Guess what? You guys are going to Omaha next week.
Saying good night to the sisters back home, and we congratulate you, Andrew, and your Irvine Anteaters. You're on your way to Omaha.
Thank you very much.
Way to go.
Thank you.
Complete game win, number 11 on the year for the senior. Mike Gillespie is going to Omaha again, the first time with the UC Irvine Anteaters. They win it 1-0 tonight, take the Super Regional. For Eddie Perez and our entire crew, I'm Clay Matvick. So long from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Congratulations to UC Irvine.